Hey guys, Xander Holt here. And today we're going to talk about the number one reason that is probably inhibiting your rock hard erections. Those stage 4 erections. The hardest our erections can get. Now it doesn't necessarily mean you're not getting hard at all, but you're having a hard time getting to those stage 4. You may just be at stage 2 or stage 3, but you're not getting those really hard erections. And I can tell you the number one reason it happens for most guys after working with a lot of guys is water. Not drinking enough water. It's amazing to me how guys do not take this as seriously as they should. You know, in Rock Hard for Life, we do all kinds of these synergistic techniques that all help strengthen your erections, right? All working together, okay? But as fun and sexy as those things are to do, this is the foundation, or one of the foundations. You gotta have enough water. And let me explain to you why that's so important. If we look here at the blood flow that goes into the penis, okay, it starts with pretty wide vessels in the abdomen and going into the pelvis where they get more and more narrow. But when they get into the penis themselves, they get very narrow. And some of them are so narrow, these capillaries, that only a single blood cell can get through at a time. So they push through single file. And if your blood is thick, that can't happen. You got to have thin blood for those red blood cells to move through there and for you to get those really rock hard erections. And the number one way of getting thick blood is dehydration, not having enough water. So if you want those harder erections, you got to make sure you're drinking enough water. Now, this is a 2-quart bottle, and by the way, I highly recommend using glass, even over BPA-free plastic, because we don't know what those plastics do to us yet. We thought BPA was fine for a long time. We don't know. Glass is the best. This is a 2-quart. You need to be drinking at least 2 quarts of water a day, 2 to 4 quarts. Now, if you have a lot of fat to lose, it's even more important that you're drinking a ½ ounce of water per pound of body weight. So if you're 200 pounds, you need to be drinking at least 100 ounces of water. And the reason that is that when you put that fat on your body, whatever your liver couldn't deal with, whatever toxins it couldn't deal with, it's stored in your fat. So as you're losing the fat, that gets re-released into your bloodstream, and you've got to flush it out. Because if you don't, those toxins are going to tank your testosterone, and they're going to tank your erections, even though you're doing everything else right. So water is even more important when you got a lot of fat to lose. Okay? So I'm going to show you how to make mineralized water here, because that's what I highly recommend. You want to filter your water, okay, with a water filter jug. Just pick one. You know, it doesn't make a huge difference. But we want to get most of the crap out of our water, because there's things in it like even like leftover pharmaceuticals, like birth control pills. You know, a lot of women pee that out or throw it in the toilet, and then it gets in our water supply, and then you're ingesting that. Okay, so you want to filter your water, but unfortunately, the minerals get filtered out with it. So you want to remineralize your water, because in nature, water is always mineralized. We want those electrolytes in our water. So the easiest way to do that is just get some sea salt or Himalayan pink salt and add yourself like a 1/4 teaspoon to a 1/2 teaspoon per 2 quarts. So I just take, a fairly good pinch of this rock Himalayan pink salt and put it in here. And what I like to do is I like to put in some vitamin D3 K2 drops, because vitamin D is critical. It's essential to build testosterone and to have rock hard erections. I'll talk about that in a separate video about the essential supplements for rock hard erections. I put in about 2,500 milligrams. You can go up to 5,000, but I don't put in too much, because actually vitamin D can interfere with magnesium, and magnesium is another one of those essential nutrients when it comes to testosterone in rock hard erections. And then you just fill the rest of it up with your water, and then drink this throughout the day. Now, I recommend the first thing when you wake up in the morning, drinking 16 to 32 ounces. That's what I do. Drink it right off the bat. It wakes you up, and get most of your water in during the early part of the day. It makes it much easier to get all this water in, and you're not up all night peeing because you drank it later in the day. Shake this up and we're good to go. All right, that's my video on mineralized water and getting stage 4 erections through good hydration. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. I hope you found a lot of good value out of this, and go to our free Facebook group, Rock Hard for Life. Join, where we talk about more explicit topics and you get to ask your questions. All right, have a good one, and go out and be a beast.